baby doesn't always happen the way you imagine, and for many families, their fertility journey has included IVF. So today, about 1 in 16 babies are conceived via IVF, and here to talk us through the highs and lows of this amazing science is Dr Lynn Burmeister from Number One Fertility. Hi. Nice to see you. I guess if I could start, is there a typical woman who is freezing her eggs?
Yeah, so the typical woman who's freezing her eggs is usually around 30 to 35. They're usually single. They're usually career women. They can't find a partner in life that they want to be with, so they come into my clinic and freeze their eggs. So that's your typical egg freezing person. It also could be a couple that aren't quite ready to have a baby, so they might have their career or want to buy their house, want to have a car. They're not quite at that stage where they can commit to having a baby, so they'll choose to either egg freeze. Some of them will choose to embryo freeze. So that's our typical patient.
When's the best time to freeze your eggs?
Well, our peak eggs are actually when we're 24. So, yeah,
wow.
So after 24, our eggs decline in quality. So, and then definitely after 35, they decline quite dramatically. So it's best to freeze your eggs somewhere between 30 and 35.
Okay.
Yeah.
For men and women trying to conceive, what are some of the top tips that you can help them with?
Well, I like Hughesy's little tips about standing up. So men that sit down at their desks all day or drive taxis or trucks, they have slow swimmers. So if you get a stand-up desk, you'll improve your sperm.
Wow.
And also the ice bath. Yeah. Cooling your testicles will improve your sperm. Oh. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, so I tell my guys to get an ice pack, wrap it in a towel and pop it on their lap half an hour a day, and it improves their sperm, it improves their motility, and it also improves their testosterone, so it makes them more virile. Yeah.
So you mean pop it on your lap or pop it on your balls?
Yeah,
like,
just on your lap. Yeah,
she was trying to be polite.
just on there.
Top.
Yeah.
That would be hard to do.
Yeah.
So what about stress? Is that affecting, is it affecting people
when you're
in a big way?
stressed, that does affect your cortisol level, and that can affect things like ovulation. So if you're highly stressed, you may not ovulate. So, yep, stress, and we all live very stressful lives.
Yes.
So calming down your stress, meditating, all those things can help your fertility.
I'll be honest, sticking some ice pack on my nether regions, that's going to raise my stress levels.
But it will improve your testosterone.
Got it, so it's balancing act there. But science has, it has advanced, hasn't it, in this area? And
Yes,
we're seeing a lot more sort of, positive movement in this space.
The technology has become amazing. So we can help older people get pregnant as well, and we can test the embryos so we can avoid having abnormal babies. So the technology is advancing, every day.
And how much is that impact? I'm still thinking about an ice pack on. How much is that impacting success rates?
Oh, well, our success rates have doubled from 10 years ago. So, our science is just amazing. We take cells off the embryos now, and we can test them for chromosome problems or any genetic problems. So, and when we put that embryo back, you have a 50% chance of having a baby from that embryo.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's also quite expensive, is that correct still? Like
Yeah,
it always
well,
has
we're
been?
lucky in Australia because the government pays for about half of our IVF cycle. So in countries like the USA, some people will be paying 20 to 30,000 US to do an IVF cycle, whereas in Australia it's anywhere between $3,000 to $6,000.
How many cycles is average?
Usually people will do 3 to 4, so to get pregnant. So they'll usually do about 3 to 4 cycles to get pregnant.
So for anyone that's, about to embark on the IVF journey, what are some ethical considerations that they, need to think about before they start?
Yeah, well, also, what are you going to do with those eggs in the future? So what if you never use your eggs? Are you going to donate your eggs to someone? Or what if you make an embryo and then you never use the embryo? So they're ethical things to think about.
Eggs and embryos, can you just explain that a bit? Like, they're different, aren't they?
Yeah,
the same.
So the eggs are where we just get the eggs out and snap freeze them.
Yep.
And the embryos are where we put the eggs and sperm together to make the embryos.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So they're different. So you've got like a little life sitting in the freezer, and so what you do with that little life, whether you donate it to another couple that can't have a baby, there's some of the ethical things we face.
And there's a lot of talk now in stem cells being involved in IVF.
Yeah, so that's sort of new technology. That's involving growing immature eggs in with stem cells to try and improve their quality. Because at the moment, when we grow immature eggs in the science lab, it doesn't work very well. So the conventional IVF is better, but that's new technology moving forward.
Wow.
Just helping so many families, which is extraordinary. Thank you very much for sharing it with us, Dr. Lynn.
Thank you for having me.